Midnight pickup. I've been a long haul trucker for over 20 years now. If there's one thing I've learned out here on the road, it's how to keep my mind sharp during the long, lonely stretches, especially at night. For me, it's not music that does the trick, but podcasts like yours and others that dig into strange tales, mysteries, and stories that keep the brain active. Oddly enough, sometimes we truckers have our own stories to tell, ones that wouldn't sound out of place in those very podcasts. This is one of mine. It happened back in 2012. I was in my late 20s, still new to the industry, full of energy, full of curiosity. I wanted to see the whole country, meet new people, and soak in every part of the experience. I talked to everyone I could, visited local shops and diners in every town I stopped in, and took way too many pictures. Back then, hitchhikers were still fairly common on the outskirts of highways. Sure, picking someone up was risky, but I always tried to see the good in people, and for the most part, I never had a bad experience. Most hitchhikers were eager to talk, share stories of where they'd been and how they got there. Even the quiet ones, those who didn't say much, still seemed grateful for the lift. I liked hearing their stories, but then there was her. It was around midnight on a long haul from Sacramento to Denver. I was pushing myself to the next rest stop, still about an hour out. The highway was quiet, empty. That's when I saw someone up ahead, walking along the shoulder. I had to do a double take. This stretch of road was in the middle of nowhere. Who the hell would be out walking here at this hour? As I got closer, I saw it was a woman. That alone was unusual, not impossible, but rare. We mostly saw female hitchhikers closer to truck stops or cities, not out here in the dark, miles from anywhere. Against my better judgment, I stopped. I don't even know why. I just felt something, like she needed help. I pulled over and checked my mirror. She was already running toward my truck. She didn't say a word, didn't ask where I was headed. She just jumped in, slammed the door, and locked it. She looked like she'd been through hell. Baggy sweater, shorts, no shoes. Her hair was a tangled mess, and she was breathing fast, like she'd been running. "Drive," she said. "Please, just drive. Don't stop." I didn't argue. Something in her voice hit me. Raw fear. I eased the truck back onto the road, and we were off. For several minutes, she didn't say anything, just kept nervously glancing in the side mirror. I asked her if she was okay, if I needed to call someone on the radio. She just shook her head violently. "I just want to get out of here before they catch up," she whispered. "Please." I tried to press a little. Who was chasing her? What happened? But her eyes welled up and she kept shaking her head. I backed off. It was clear something serious had happened. At that point, my plan was simple. Find the nearest police station and take her there. We drove in silence for a while. Finally, she spoke again, voice low and trembling. "They tried to make me sick," she said, "so I couldn't run, but I spat it back out. They want me to be like them. They don't want me to be human." Now, I know what you're thinking. Mental health, trauma, something like that. And maybe you're right. But something about her tone chilled me. She believed what she was saying. And there was a clarity in her eyes that didn't scream delusion. It screamed survival. I told her she was safe with me, and she nodded, calming a little. But not for long. I saw headlights behind us. No big deal at first. But then the car stayed close. Too close. And then they honked. She sat bolt upright. "Oh my God, they found me." The panic was instant. She was full-blown hysterical, begging me not to stop. I tried to calm her, told her the doors were locked, that no one was taking her. But when the car wouldn't back off, I had to act. I pulled over. The moment she realized I was stopping, she screamed, pleaded, nearly climbed over me to stop me. "I promise I won't let them take you," I said. "But I need to know what this is." Two men got out of the car. Both wore black. One came to my side, the other to the passenger side. The one near me stepped up and, get this, was wearing sunglasses, in the middle of the night. He smiled, a perfect, cold smile. I cracked the window, just enough to hear him. The woman next to me was trembling hard enough to shake the whole cab. "Evening," he said smoothly. She broke. It's them, please, don't let them take me." The man kept smiling. "Thanks for picking her up," he said. "She ran off when we tried to give her a bath. She's not well. Her mental state is delicate, and we were concerned." She was sobbing now, screaming that she wasn't crazy, that these men weren't even human, that they were trying to change her into something else. I was stuck. Every part of me wanted to believe the man. His tone was calm, reasonable. But her fear was real. I've seen people scared before. This wasn't that. This was terror. I said, "If she wants to go with you, she can, but that's her choice." The man stiffened, but kept smiling. "She's required to come with us," he said. "Then call whoever you need to call," I replied. "And I'll call mine. We'll let the authorities sort it out." There was a long pause. Then the man gave a tight smile. "We'll catch up with her later. Thank you again." They turned, got back in their car, and sat there. I didn't move. Neither did they. For 15 minutes, we sat in a standoff. Finally, they pulled away. She didn't say anything for a while, just cried quietly. I told dispatch that I had had an unexpected delay and was back en route. I didn't dare say what really happened. As we drove, she asked if I could take her to a police station. I agreed immediately. I told dispatch I found a wallet and needed help locating the nearest one. They gave me directions. When we pulled up, she turned to me. "They might come for you. I'm sorry. I just didn't want them to know who you were. You helped me, and that might be enough to make you a target." I said nothing. I didn't know what to say. "My name's Gloria," she added. "Thank you." She shook my hand, got out, and walked inside. I waited. 5 minutes. 10. Just in case she came back out. But she never did. I drove off, heart still pounding. What the hell happened? Was she mentally unwell? Or was there truth to her words? Were those men part of some cult? Something worse? I don't know. I may never know. But I know what I saw. I know what I felt. And I know what fear looks like. Wherever Gloria is now, I hope she's safe. I hope whatever was chasing her gave up the hunt. And if they really weren't human, well, I hope I never see them again. The peace didn't last. I've been trucking a long time. And in that time, I've had my fair share of weird, creepy, and just plain confusing experiences out on the road. But the one that really sticks with me is this story. It happened a few years back somewhere in the middle of Utah. I was running a load from Tucson up to Salt Lake City. The route was mostly routine, but heavy rains had taken out a stretch of the main highway, so I had to detour through some remote mountain roads in lower Utah. We're talking serious nowhere territory. Closest town was about 40 miles off, and once the sun dipped behind those hills, it was blacker than the inside of a mine shaft. By the time it was getting late, I was beat. Found a wide enough shoulder, pulled over, shut everything down, and climbed into my bunk for some rest. No lights, no noise, no people. Just me, the engine ticking cool, and the stillness of the middle of nowhere. That peace didn't last. Around 4 a.m., I jolted awake to this subtle but unmistakable sound. Someone or something was messing with the air and power cables right behind my cab. For context, those lines are about 6 inches from where my head is, just on the other side of the wall. Then the whole damn truck shifts, like something heavy, maybe 200 or 300 pounds, just climbed up onto the landing deck between the cab and the trailer. Instant adrenaline. First thought, bear, mountain lion, something big enough to move my rig like that. I didn't even have time to fully think it through. I just slammed my hand hard against the inside wall of the cab. Big bang, enough to scare off any animal, hopefully. Instead of growling or running off, I hear a human man, scream bloody murder and fall off the back of my truck. The scream was followed by chaos. Yelling, dozens of voices. People all around my truck shouting back and forth in the dark. Now I'm fully alert, borderline ready to throw hands or floor it. No idea what I'm up against. I climb into the front seat, flip on every exterior light I have, and suddenly the scene lights up like a stadium. And I'm staring at about 15 Army Reserve troops, with rifles and camo, frozen like deer in the headlights. Turns out these guys were in the middle of a midnight ruck march and capture the objective drill. Somewhere in their orders, they were told to locate and secure an abandoned truck as part of their op. That truck? Yeah. It was 3 miles back down the road. They found my truck instead. They legitimately thought I was part of the exercise, a planted actor, or some kind of curveball. I wasn't. I was just a tired trucker trying to catch some sleep in the wrong place at the wrong time. After some fast talking, and a bit of mutual laughing, I let them know I was ex-military myself, and definitely not part of their scenario. They radioed their Sebeu, who had to call off the rest of the squads, to avoid any more late-night surprise encounters. We all got a good laugh out of it in the end, but I'll tell you, there's nothing quite like waking up to an entire platoon trying to capture your truck in the pitch black and thinking you're part of the game. Moral of the story? Double check your objective, and maybe don't sleep in the middle of a war game zone. Parallel lives. Since I was a kid, I loved road trips with my family. That love grew as I got older. I wanted to go everywhere. But as you can imagine, travel dries up quick when your bank account does too. So I had a brilliant idea. Try trucking. At first, I was just along for the ride, literally. I'd tag along with seasoned drivers, serve as the road trip entertainment, and occasionally drive the easy stretches. I loved every second of it. Eventually, I got my own truck. Worked for an independent contractor, took loads for different companies, and best of all, the truck was mine. Royal purple with silver pinstriping. I even decked out the inside like a mini studio apartment. I basically lived in it, so why not? Now, I'm not a veteran trucker, but I love the job. Most of it. Like anyone, I've had weird experiences on the road. Stuff you can't chalk up to bad weather or bad luck. Just strange. Here's one of the strangest. It was a hot, gorgeous July afternoon. I was driving through New Mexico, one of my favorite states, windows down, probably singing off key. Around 5 or 6 p.m., I spotted another truck in my side mirror, dark color, gaining on me. Nothing weird, until it got closer. It looked just like mine. Same purple paint, same silver stripes. When it passed me, I saw its trailer logo was kind of the reverse of mine, like a funhouse version. It caught my eye, but I moved on. Later, after stopping for food, I got back on the road and saw what I thought was the same truck. Same color, same Kenworth model. Even the same Final Fantasy sticker in the window. A Moogle riding a Chocobo. That detail floored me. Anyone could paint a truck purple, but that sticker? That's niche. I didn't see the driver. Dark tinted windows. My light turned green and I rolled out, thinking maybe I'd just witnessed the world's strangest coincidence. Then it happened again. I stopped overnight at a truck stop in Arizona. The next morning I stepped out of my cab, and there it was. That same damn purple Kenworth. Same paint, same model, same Moogle sticker. Even the same rust spot under the passenger door. No way this was coincidence anymore. I walked over. I had to see it up close. That's when the driver stepped out. A short woman with brown hair, green eyes, and a black ghost face hoodie. I'm also a short brown-haired girl with green eyes, and I was also wearing a ghost face hoodie. We just stared at each other, both trying to process what was happening. She broke the silence. Nice truck. We laughed, talked, compared photos. Turns out her husband had surprised her with the custom paint job. I did mine solo with a loan. She had 2 kids and hated the heat. I was single and from Texas. She was from North Dakota. We were alike in all the wrong ways. Parallel lives. I didn't ask for her contact info. She didn't offer. Maybe we weren't supposed to cross paths more than we already had. It felt like meeting an alternate version of myself. Still, I wouldn't mind running into her again. The man who knew my name. I was heading to Oregon. Cold weather. I was bundled up. After hours on the road, I noticed my passenger side mirror was off. That drives me nuts. It takes forever to fix, because you can't just lean out and adjust it. You have to stop, adjust, check, repeat. I pulled onto a wide shoulder, got out, walked around, snacked, checked mirrors. That's when I heard tires crunching on gravel. A small black car pulled up ahead of my truck. At first, I thought it was a cop. Nope. Just a guy in denim shorts and an unbuttoned Hawaiian shirt. In November. In Oregon. He didn't say anything, just walked toward my truck, inspecting it like he owned the place. When he got close to the door, I expected him to say something. Still nothing. He walked past it, toward the back. That's when I got suspicious. I followed. He was standing behind the trailer, just staring at it. I asked him twice if he needed anything. No answer. On the second ask, he looked at me and gave me this wide, exaggerated smile. Creepy as hell. I said I was leaving and turned to get back in the truck. And that's when he said it. Bye, Rachel. I froze. He said my name. Clear as day. There was nothing on my hoodie or truck that had my name on it. Nothing visible that could have tipped him off. I stared at him. He didn't explain. Just smiled again. I jumped in the truck, locked the doors, checked the mirrors, and got the hell out. He didn't chase me, didn't wave. Just stood there, smiling, watching me drive away like some horror movie extra. I never saw him again. No one else I know has had a similar experience. I still wonder how he knew my name. But maybe it's better I never found out. Cold call at mile marker 247. I've been trucking for 24 years. I've seen road rage, high-speed chases, weird stuff abandoned on the shoulder, you name it, but nothing ever rattled me like what happened in December 2008 on a snow-covered highway in northern Montana. I was heading to my second pickup in North Dakota, driving cautiously through heavy snow and wind. It was around 2 a.m., and I had music going when I suddenly started hearing chatter on the radio. Not unusual, truckers often shoot the breeze or update each other on road conditions. This wasn't the usual banter. It wasn't even on the channel I thought I had tuned into. Instead of hearing my dispatcher Rhonda, I heard a low, gravelly voice ask, "Is anyone there?" He repeated it 3 times. Finally, I replied, "Hey, this is Chief. What's up, boss?" "Help, please, anyone," he said. I asked if he was okay. "Please, it's so cold. Truck won't start." That hit me. Breaking down out there in that storm could be deadly. I asked for his location. "Mile marker 247, please don't leave me." I told him I was about 12 miles out and headed his way. I switched to my dispatch and told Rhonda what was going on. She confirmed and told me to keep her updated. When I reached mile marker 247, I slowed and scanned the area. No rig, nothing, not even tire tracks. I pulled over and tried the channel again. Static. Then, after a few minutes, I told him I didn't see anything. I'd been watching carefully and there was no sign of a crash or a stranded truck. Then he said, "I see you, Chief. Don't you see me?" I got out to look around. Wind howling, cold biting, total silence. No one, nothing. I shouted out, asked for a name, a company, anything. No answer. Just static again. I got frustrated. Felt like someone was screwing with me. I radioed dispatch again, told them what happened, and asked them to send someone out just in case. Then I started to pull away. That's when I heard it again. "Thanks anyway, Chief." I froze. Back on my dispatch channel, Rhonda chimed in. She'd heard that voice too. She asked if that was the same guy. I said yes. She tried to talk to him. Nothing. He never came back on. Rhonda knows all of us. She didn't recognize the voice. None of us did. I kept driving, unsettled, but with no answers. A few days later, on my way home to Idaho, I stopped at a diner in Montana for breakfast. I grabbed a newspaper and nearly dropped it. The headline, "Truck driver found dead near mile marker 2." The article said the driver's truck had flipped into an embankment. He was already dead when they found him. No one knew why he crashed or what exactly killed him. The report was about a week old, before my encounter. The truck had been there, hidden, maybe buried by the storm or down in a ravine out of view. Same location, same mile marker, same cold, lonely stretch of road. I showed the paper to others. Most said it was a sick prank, but I don't think so. I believe there are things out there we can't explain.